Thanks for tuning in today to 5th grade math in 5 minutes. Today we're going to learn about double bar graphs. Chances are that you've already learned about bar graphs. And so today we're going to explore what a double bar graph represents. So the difference in a double bar graph is that we're actually comparing two data groups. So instead of just seeing one bar under each label, you're going to see two bars. And the purpose of this type of graph is so that we can compare between different data groups. So let's start by looking at the title of the bar graph and the labels and the key, because before we analyze and interpret any graph, we need to understand what we're looking at. So the title says students who obtained gold and silver awards. On the left, it says the number of students. So we're dealing with big numbers. And at the bottom, it says the names of 5 different schools, school A, B, C, D, and E. And the key tells us what each bar represents. So the light gray is the number of students that won the gold award. The dark gray is the number of students that won the silver award in each school. So now that we know what we're looking at, we can answer the following questions. Question 1 says, how many students participated in the physical fitness test in school B? So to answer that question, we're going to add both bars together. So 700 plus 600 gives us a total of 1,300 students. Question 2, there are blank more students who obtain the gold award in school C than in school E. So now we're just looking at the gold award in C and E. So 700 students in school C won the gold award compared to 300 in school E. So that would mean there were 400 more students. Number 3, the fraction of the number of students in school E who obtained the gold award out of its total number of students that obtained a gold or silver award. So how many in school E obtained the gold award? 300 out of how many total? So 300 plus 600 gives us a total of 900. So that fraction would be 300 over 900, or in simplest form, 1/3. What percent of students receiving awards in school A obtained the gold award? So 600 received the gold award out of a total of 1,000. So that would represent a 60% number. Lastly, we're looking at the ratio of the number of students who obtained the silver award in school A compared to school B compared to school D. So silver in school A was 400 compared to 600 in school B compared to 800 in school D. And so in simplest form, our ratio would be 4 to 6 to 8, or 2 to 3 to 4 in simplest form. Let's look at another example. This time we're actually going to input the bar graph, or the double bars, to help us interpret the data. So let's make sure we read and understand what we're looking at. The title is product sales. On the left it says the number of sales, and at the bottom it says 5 different months. The light gray bar represents the sales of product 1, and the dark gray represents the sales of product 2. So in January, there were 60 sales of product 1 compared to 90 of product 2. Let's look at February. 30 of product 1 and 50 of product 2. So we just draw the bar up to those lines. In March, there were 50 sales of product 1 and 70 sales of product 2. In April, there were 70 sales of product 1 and 110 of product 2. And lastly, in May, there were 40 sales of product 1 compared to 80 of product 2. And so now we can quickly look at this and we can tell that product 2 was a much better seller in all 5 months, but we can answer other questions too. We can talk about which month was the best in sales. So there's a lot of different ways that we can analyze this data. Question 1 says the average amount of product 1 sold during the first 5 months is, so we would add up all of product 1 and then divide by 5 months, and that would give us an average of 50. And then the ratio of product 1 in January to May would be 3 to 2.